Hey, how y'all doing? I know that, we've got all these different series of, what we're doing with business, the business plan and things like that. But I just needed to take just a quick break from the norm. I've been hearing a lot from people, wanting to start a business, and it's always been, fear or starting a business because they have to, because their plan A didn't work out, so now they have to depend on plan B, you know. Although I do understand that business ownership isn't for everybody, and business ownership isn't for the person that doesn't have fortitude to keep going, you know, because you definitely have to have fortitude to hang on in there, even during when the business isn't making a whole pile of money. You still have to, hang on in there with it. But just let me say this to you guys, the only way any business has failed is because the business started, you know. Anytime a business has succeeded is because the business started, you know. And I can't stress that enough. You have to start, you have to start somewhere. I mean, when I first decided that I wanted to get into this entrepreneurial thing, this business thing, it was because I didn't have a plan B, you know. I've always been in the legal field. I mean, I've been paralegal, legal secretary, office manager, accountant, you name it, I've done it, notary, that kind of thing. So, I was able to fall back on a lot of those skills even when it came down to my business. But at the same time, I was working my business full time, and I was working in corporate America full time, And so during that time, I had an opportunity to do some cultivating, doing a lot of my background research and all of that kind of stuff, And then when it looked like it finally was taking off, and I had to do meetings, I had to do meetings on my lunch breaks, I had to do meetings after work, I had to do meetings on Saturdays. And let's not forget, trying to meet deadlines. I was up sometimes 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, and then having to wake my children up at 6 to get the next day started all over again, But it really started getting down to the nitty gritty for me was, and not that I can't take direction, because that's not the case. I can, I can take instructions and directions pretty good. But it started getting to the point where every time I would be given an instruction to do something, it would be like, that extra thorn in your side, that that this isn't what you're supposed to be doing, but you haven't taken the steps in order to get to where you need to be, So I was basically pushed into full-time entrepreneurship, and I tell you, I have not looked back and I don't have any regrets with it, So it's hard, and I'm not going to sugarcoat it. It's hard. It's hard work. It's a lot of work, but it's worth it. It really is worth it. So one thing that I would like to leave with you all, and I don't want this video to be too long, but please do your homework. Do the background research. Get all of that stuff done first, My industry is service driven, okay? So I provide a service, all right? I'm not selling a product per se, I'm not selling candles and t-shirts and things of that nature. I'm performing a service. So, if I don't know who my target market is, and I know you guys hear me say that over and over again, but it is so true. Know your target market. I mean, who do you know if you don't know who to sell to? then you can't sell. If you don't know who to advertise to, then it doesn't make sense that you've got the best product on the market if nobody knows about it. And if you're trying to get the wrong people to buy it, and then you want to wonder why nothing's happening, why your product isn't selling, you know. But all of that goes to testing your market, getting that market research done, and at least knowing your industry, you know. Um, do your homework, all right? And then once you've done that and you know you want to open your business, the next thing to do is make it a business, please. You know, and I might lose half of y'all by what I'm getting ready to say. But whether or not you're doing it as a sole proprietor, meaning like for me, Shannon Barnes doing business as, you know, that fictitious name, at least it's a business, you know. Uh, I don't suggest doing it that way. I always like to have that extra measure of security and protection. So LLCs, you know, that's my sweet spot right there, you know, but make it a business. If you don't understand, you know, the different business structures and what to do and what's going to be best for you and for your situation, I'm an email away. I have no problems, you know, sitting out talking to you. You know, this is what it is. This is what, you know, you should or should not do. So make it legit, y'all. You know, we all the time say, you know, God bless my business. You know, God make it prosperous, you know, but nobody wants to pay taxes. Everybody want to cheat on their taxes. I'm just saying. I'll wait. So, if you want God to bless what it is that you're doing, then you have to do things the right way. Okay? And then just let everything else kind of get to where it needs to be. So, I'm getting off of this thing, and I'm gonna go on ahead and, you know, just let you guys know, you know, it is not difficult and it is not hard. But if you wanted to succeed, do things the right way, and then once that part is done, then everything else, you know, is gonna fall into place. You just, you know, and that's, you know, and that's one thing that I'm here, you know, and I'm not trying to do like a shameless plug, but I guess maybe I am doing a shameless plug. But I mean, I do business coaching, and I do it for that particular reason, for that self-same reason, so that you can know what it is that you're doing, that you can know your market, you know, before you kind of just get out there, you know, because you don't want your business to fail. You don't want your product to not sell, you know. Then it's a lot that goes into just all of a sudden now you got a business, you got a logo, and then you're ready to go. You know, you need all those things, true. And that's really where a business plan comes into play too. It kind of, you know, even if you're not going to get funding, even if you're not going to ever go before a bank to get anything, you know, a business plan kind of lets you know what your milestones are and where you should be hitting those milestones. You know, do you have milestones that you need to make sure that you hit in month 3, in month 4, in month 8, you know, after a year? And what are your milestones? What are milestones? I'll wait. Exactly. My point exactly. So, I'm being silly, but I'm trying to make a point, and you know, at the same time. So y'all, look, give me a call, you know, look in the description below, and all my information is going to be there. You're going to have all sorts of ways to get in contact with me. Okay, so I'm signing off. This is Shannon Barnes, and you guys, if you haven't already subscribed, please do that. Hit that little bell so that you can be notified whenever new videos are uploaded. Give us the thumbs up for this video, And just remember to mind your business. No one else will. Okay? So, again, Shannon Barnes signing off. Y'all be sweet.